Questions and Inversion in French, Part 2 with FrenchSpanishOnline.com. So we are going to see in these lessons all the interrogative words in French. The first one is que or quoi, actually it's the same word, to translate what in French. So our first example is how to translate what are you doing. In French we have three possibilities. Qu'est-ce que tu fais? With the est-ce form, if you remember the first lesson, or que fais-tu, and also tu fais quoi, with our interrogative word at the end of the sentence. This one and the second one are correct when you write. This one is only when you speak, but it's correct too. Another example now with the verb to say. What are you saying? So three possibilities. Qu'est-ce que tu dis? Que dis-tu? And tu dis quoi? Here we have our rule, so it's not difficult now to understand how to form a question with the other interrogative words. We're going to see now quand to translate when. When will you come, for example? So three possibilities. Quand est-ce que tu viens? Quand viens-tu? And finally, tu viens quand? Here, as you can see, we use the present tense to translate the future. Absolutely no problem. Of course, you can also use the future tense in French if you want. Quand est-ce que tu viendras? Quand viendras-tu? Tu viendras quand? Exactly the same meaning in this context. Okay, the interrogative word où to translate where. Where is he? We have also three possibilities. Où est-ce qu'il est? Où est-il? And il est où? Okay? Pourquoi? Why? Why are you eating this? Three possibilities. Pourquoi est-ce que tu manges ça? Pourquoi manges-tu ça? And tu manges ça pourquoi? Okay? Of course, we have some exceptions. Qui, for example, to translate who. Who wrote this? So we have only two possibilities here. Qui est-ce qui a écrit ça? Note that here we have a second qui. Qui est-ce qui a écrit ça? And qui a écrit ça? The last one is not possible here because qui is the subject of the sentence and not a complement. Of course, if qui is the complement, we can, in this example, very useful actually, these two questions. When you have someone at your door ringing at the bell and you don't want to open, you want to know who is that, so you are shouting, who are you, a thing like that. In French, you will say, qui c'est, or c'est qui, okay? And that's the exception. Now, combien to translate how much, but also how many, because we only have one word in French to translate how much and how many, combien. And the sentence we are going to translate here is how much do you want? So we have three possibilities. Combien est-ce que tu veux? Combien veux-tu? And tu veux combien? Okay? Comment to translate how. How are you doing that? Three ways. The first question is comment est-ce que tu fais ça? Or comment fais-tu ça? And tu fais ça comment? Okay, so that's not really difficult. All the interrogative forms we have just seen at the moment. This one, quel, is a bit difficult. Why? Because quel is the translation of expressions and not only of interrogative words in English. For example, here quel is for which following by a noun, or what plus a noun. You remember that in our previous examples with who, with where and what, we had the interrogative form following by a verb, okay? But in this case it's a noun. Let's take some examples to understand. For example, you have several cakes and you say which cake, which one. In French is quel gâteau, okay? Quel following by a noun, quel gâteau. Another example, what or which apple, quelle pomme. Here, as you can see, quel agrees with pomme, which is here feminine. So quelle, double L-E. An example with what. Do you know a question using what following by a noun? Yes, of course. What time is it? What time is it? So in French, quelle heure est-il? So we also use quelle in this example. Of course, you can say quelle heure est-il and also il est quelle heure. Okay? More example with quelle, but this time another expression, not what with a noun, but what with the verb to be. What is or who is, which is. These three questions can be translated in French by quelle est. Let's take some examples. So the first one, what is the question? Quelle est la question? You can also say, la question c'est quoi? Okay, so to translate what is, we say quelle. Now, to translate who is, in this example, who is this writer? Quel est cet écrivain? Here, you can also say qui est cet écrivain? But quel est cet écrivain is perfectly correct. And last example with which is, here, of all these books, which one or which is the most interesting? So in French, de tous ces livres, quel est, to translate which is, quel est le plus intéressant? So a part of this interrogative form quelle is not really difficult to understand how to translate a question in French. We have a way when you write and another way when we speak, and that's all. So take time to revise these slides if you want to be sure to understand how to form properly a question in French. And c'est fini. So bye bye. Thank you for watching these slides. See you at FrenchSpanishOnline.com. Au revoir.